this. Part 5. Present yourself at the Ascalon Club. Ascalon Club? That's what I'm gonna say. Ascalon Club. Mouse anywhere? Woo! Look at all this blood. Blood. Ooh, there's a cadet. Some exterminator. Ooh, and there's a beast. I'm gonna die. You die. I don't care.
It's locked.
I need to go. Where do I need to go? Okay, so I open the doors for somewhere over here. Okay, I go up there. Where need to go? Hello? Hello? Do I need to go anywhere? I'm over here. I think I went over here. They go over here.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I might have went over here. Actually, I think it might be. I think I might need a key. I think. Let's see. See, I don't get it. In some games, if you break barrels or boxes, you get things. But in this game, you don't. Something really is weird. They open this door. Yes, open this door. Anything? Yep. I got a cigarette case and a... There's something over here if there's mice. There's mice.
This is despicable.
Come here, little mouse. Okay, here you are. Come here, little mouse. Yes.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh no, there's better. No, I don't want to get caught. No. What's your name's over here? So there's nothing much. Damn it, I thought that was... My leg is itching, okay. I guess I'll go over here, maybe? Should I walk? Which way would I go? Left or right? There's gotta be something. Is there people in this place? Hello? Let me go down here.
Fresh water. As long as it's not holy water, I may find some use for it.
Ooh! I can finally do that plant now! I can finally water that plant now. Oh, I want to go, but I don't. Same time I don't. I'll do it later. Together today. Together, bye today. Spider-Man, not somewhere good. Okay. This way? Or actually.
Gotcha! This is now my domain!
Whoa! I didn't do it! What happened? Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me! What the frig was that move? Alright, hold on. Alright, sorry about that. I had to pause real quick. I had a notification on my PC. Ooh, that did some damage. Okay, oh wait, now where's the blood? Wait, what does the red mean? Does the red? Well, actually, I'll use this, cause 400 blood, 600 shadow, 350 damage. Shadow, so that means damage, right? What does more damage? The blood? 130 blood. It doesn't matter. Come on, Come on. Give me a blood, Ascalon. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think the shadow was working before. Yeah, I think, the shadow was working before. It gave more damage. But that dude just scared the crap out of me! Oh yeah, that's right. You wanna suck my blood, don't you? Well, I'm getting you back, bruh. Did I get him? Are you dead? Hello? Are you dead? Are you dead? Tell me you are dead. Oh my god, I think that guy is dead. I think the guy is dead. Oh my god. I think he's dead. Heresy of pure blood. Ooh. Let's see. Purple, we know the suspension. We are in the fountain of the heretics. I'm looking for a vampire born from an immortal belly. Okay, double buff. Okay. What is this? With 1984, country for a blank, for a bubble. Okay, I'm gonna talk to this sir right here. This mister right here.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to
So
die.
wait, this guy
You're
imprisoned
not
you? Are
going
you
to die
kidding
now,
me?
Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
Okay,
Take
goodbye,
care.
sir. I will see you at your home. I will see you at your home. I will see you at your home, sir. Okay, looks like I'm not gonna be able to dodge this. I'm gonna have to use blood now. Whoa, what the frick? Yeah, I'm taking care of this girl. she was like attacking like Dorothy. Like how Dorothy was. Is there anyone else in here? Around here? Thank you. Anything here?
I have this thirst for blood.
You have this thirst for blood. Yes.
This is despicable.
So his hideout's in here. Okay. Oh, here.
I cannot enter.
Someone's beneath me. Is anything here? There's some shillings. A small key. What does a small key do? Aubrey reads. Oh my god, who are you?
I'm not sure visiting Italy is a good idea this time of the year.
Oh my god, is that my mother?
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Grandson? Oh no! No! No!
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Really now?
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I
Alright,
recently met
so
a
this
talented
is
painter with an excellent
Jonathan's
technique.
house.
I wish you
Okay,
two
we're
could
not
meet.
gonna compel these people or whatever, because that'll
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her
very
name?
dangerous, and
Is
I'll
she
probably
famous?
get a bad ending for
Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson, and my son-in-law, you're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Oh my god. No.
Goodbye, Mother.
No.
Try to rest.
No.
Goodbye, son.
No.
Please come back soon.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ignore you. I'm going to ignore you for now. Because, yeah, you're being kind of weird. Oh, something happening. Right after that.
Your father and I have spoken about your fiancé, Mary. We believe he'll be an honorable husband for you. We'll set a date for the marriage then. That way, I'm sure one of my children will give me grandchildren. I understand your thirst for knowledge, Jonathan, and your father and I are proud of it. But you are not that young anymore, my son. When will I meet your soulmate? You can ascribe my romantic tendencies to my French origins if you want, Aubrey. But I'll never cease to believe in a match made in
Okay,
heaven.
she's speaking to herself, aka ghosts. Like, what is happening? This is so weird.
I really wish you could meet her, Mother. You would love her.
Okay. Small key.
Oh, my dear.
I remember Sunday walks in the path.
How is your sweet?
Some shoes. How do I get downstairs? You dumbass! Oh, letter. My dear, every other. Avery. I'm gonna check anything else. I'm getting a lot of stuff in here. It's in shillings too. Well, hello, good sir.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police?
So, Avery, you've been taking care of my mother lately.
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic
At least you're
that they
treating
can
her
only
correctly, sir.
accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her care.
She's been. Oh, you better watch her then, sir. If she's going out at
What is
night.
the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
Really now.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Really now. Really now. Okay, did that one.
Do you know my mother speaks to the dead members of this family?
Yes. I sometimes hear her speaking to you, Miss Mary, and her baby. Sometimes your father, too.
So she thinks I'm also dead. And what about you?
I believe she only sees her relatives as the dead she speaks to, Mr. Jonathan. It breaks my heart to see Miss Reed like that.
She may get better. It's only a hypothesis, but I know my mother is strong. Whatever illusions have clouded her mind, they will fade in time.
They better.
Yes. With time, Miss Reed will
I
recover.
mean, his mother
from
better
this
be
cursed
okay,
year.
because...
I know that your return can only be beneficial to that process.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family.
There
Really
is?
should consider.
What kind of curse?
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No
Okay,
mass
okay, I
grave.
will, sir. I promise.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan. But you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Before I do that letter, let me talk to
Goodbye,
the mother, cause
Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Upstairs. Hello. Upstairs, please.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already. Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find you.
Really?
You shouldn't stay away for so long.
Tell me,
You're
Mother,
lonely,
how are you?
Mother.
All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
I lost my way. Somewhere between the boat and the house, my life changed completely.
You should have told me, Johnny. I would have understood. You always were a secretive little boy.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you. But you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive.
I can't believe this.
It's unbearable to know you're not.
Oh, he's such a neglectful person.
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Father seems to have left me some documents. Some sort of treasure hunt game. Do you know anything about them?
No, Johnny. But your father always loved to write these little games for you when you were a boy. Don't you remember?
I remember now. He used to post me these riddles, as though they were sent
The
by a
riddles.
mysterious
Oh, great.
game
This is an
master.
investigation
I'd
about
spend
riddles.
weeks trying to decide.
Oh,
Your father was always so
like, I don't mind
proud each
riddles,
time you
but
found the
sometimes
answer.
they're always so confusing.
He was not just the serious doer banker everybody thought he was.
I was proud too. How could I forget that?
The important thing is that you remember it now. I'll tell your father the next time I see him. He'll be so happy.
Could Father have conceived some sort of final game for me before he left?
I really can't say, Johnny. Perhaps you should talk with Avery about that. He was your father's confidant, more than I.
Do you really see Mary and Father? Do you also see me as one of the dead?
Yes. For many years, it was just a game. Since your father left us without a word, I took to the habit of speaking to him.
Yes, I remember. I sometimes
Oh my
spy
god,
on
Sid.
you, listen to you talking with father in the garden.
Ooh.
It made me so
Sleep.
angry then. But it was just a game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But since then, my poor dead Mary visited me in my room. She led me to her grave, and there you were. I now know the dead come home.
Alright, sorry about that. Let's do this. Alright.
I'm so sorry. You did not deserve to endure this. Mary should never have done this to you.
That's true, my son. But you know what the worst part is? I liked it when Mary spoke in my head. Now she is silent, and it makes me so sad.
Should I leave you alone? Just ask, and I swear you'll never hear from me again.
Oh, no, Johnny. You're always welcome in this house. And one day, when I finally die, we'll all be together again, just as Mary promised us.
Alright.
Goodbye.
I did everything.
Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon. Jonathan, my dear, bring me my glasses. I feel like reading.
Let's talk to Avery again. Cricket, cricket.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Where do I go next? Maybe I can lock some doors. Can I? Oh, wait. Now my arm itches. Oof. Oh no, I don't think I want to go over here yet. No, I want to go over here.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Alright.
it has been such a long time since I last went to the theater.
It's locked.
Who are you?
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not
Let's talk to
concerned
this
about
guy
the
now.
epidemic?
And
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the
let's
appropriate
talk to a
measure
few
if the
people
danger was that high.
and I'm gonna end this part.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all?
Do you want food, sir?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
Really now?
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
Is this guy weird or
So
what?
you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary
Hold on.
pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Alright, here we go again. Alright, so we're talking to this guy. We gotta be careful now. I'm gonna try and be careful about this.
London's Lone Gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Let me see, let's
I
try.
may have
Let's
a
see
look at
what
your
you
goods,
got,
Mr.
sir.
Russell.
Hello?
you noticed anything suspicious recently? Don't let any strangers come into your house.
Who are you?
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Alright, here we go.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean.
I think we're
I
just gonna
haven't
talk
had much time to think about
these characters and then...
since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war.
Let me see, I talked
Horrors
to
I
the mother, I
thought
talked
I'd
to the
forget.
butler, I talked to that guy.
They're
I
here.
talked to this guy. Whatever this is. I talked to these two
Vampires.
guys.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
I think I'll talk to the one girl and then...
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her
Something is
husband
up
has
with
become the
this
village
guy.
idiot.
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Try and sleep. Okay.
Happy to help.
I'm gonna talk to this girl and then...
Good evening, miss.
Oh my God, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
No, I'm not.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia.
We have
But women here can't vote
women
unless
have
they
to
are
vote.
property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Emmeline Pankhurst? What?
Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Emily's missing! She's missing!
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How
Really
did you
now?
meet Lady Ashbury?
First,
So
I was an
she lives with
orphan in the
Elizabeth.
institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16,
Really now?
though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about?
Oh crap,
Your
she
name and
talked.
profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me.
No!
Or your mother.
Like,
Good
the
to
thing
know.
is, no!
And don't
Hey,
worry,
no.
my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks,
Thank
their
you.
nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Alright, what else is there?
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles
Alright.
and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If
I
so,
wonder why she adopted her.
where are they
Actually,
buried?
I don't want to know.
How
I
was
mean,
it
this
for
is a
them
game,
to
so
pass through
like
life
we
with a
may
never
know, we
aging
may not
mother?
know.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud.
Okay, so she
To
wants
know
me.
that's the name.
So what does she want to be a vampire for? Oh
Your
well.
mother has walked this
We'll
earth
find out soon enough.
you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future.
You are a
But
smart
have you
girl.
thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how
So
determined
she's
I
one
am,
of those
sir.
people that want to be a
I may
vampire,
contract a deadly
even if they
disease.
hit it,
I may
hate
throw
to
myself
turn
under
them
a
or not.
carriage, just to be saved by her.
Okay.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Be careful what you wish for, young lady. I could gaze at you right now and then take you to a shady corner and have my way with you. And leave your carcass to the rats.
You wouldn't dare. My mother would know. She'd never forgive you.
How could she suspect me? Do you know how many vampires are lurking in the city tonight as we speak? Vampires with a worse sense of humor than mine.
Oh, my God. For one second I thought you actually... Excellent, Dr. Reed. Very convincing.
Alright. I think we got everything.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.